You're in-game trying to build up the play and the ball just landed at your left foot, which is your weak one, and pressure is being applied to you in a matter of split seconds. Unfortunately, you lose the ball because you and all your past coaches failed to improve your weak foot and raise its efficiency to a level that is at least close to your strong one. Aren't you tired of that vicious cycle repeating itself game after game? We're living in 2023. Data and stats about your game can be sourced much easier than in the past, especially if you're a pro. The game has become more objective and not solely based on a coach's opinion on you. You just cannot afford to destroy your success rate in the various actions of the game and the duties of your position just because your weak foot is weak. The math is simple, guys. The solutions you have in a given game problem are quote-unquote set and predetermined. If you have access to those solutions though with just your strong foot, guess what? You'll have access to 50% of the solutions and not all of them. That other 50% you're missing out on is a gem you need to capitalize on now if you're serious about your game and making it all the way up to the top. Now I'm sure you didn't click on this video to learn maths, so let's go over how you can unlock that other 50%, because if you're just sticking to the regular just do the same or more reps with your weak foot, you will head against the wall someday and fail to really transform that weak foot of yours with an actual transfer to the game. So step number 1, drum roll please, technique. Now I know you expected me to talk about skill, but for those of you who religiously watch our videos, you will know that skill is based on technique. Without a solid technical foundation, you simply go nowhere. You will need to put in the reps first in a controlled training environment, but perform them with as much quality as you can, really focusing on how you move and position your body and how your foot interacts with the ball, not just chasing after numbers. That is a valuable step you cannot skip for at least 4 to 8 weeks, no matter what technical area we are talking about, be it passing, shooting, crossing, dribbling, you name it. Once you start feeling more comfortable with the technical aspect and start using your weak foot more subconsciously, it is time to start increasing the cognitive stimuli you use at training. What I mean is, instead of just having to focus on the ball, you can add cognitive stimuli to engage your brain, something called divided attention. The divided attention task will help you start using that weak foot of yours in more complex game scenarios, because at the end of the day, you're not improving your weak foot to just hit the ball against the wall or dribble through some cones. The game is chaos. Your head and attention will be all over the place when it's game time, so it really is a matter of engaging your brain in the whole process and making your weak foot not only efficient technique-wise but also skill-wise. And to go even beyond that level of efficiency, it's good to acknowledge the importance of using your weak foot in game conditions and solving game or position-specific problems with it. Because ultimately, that is why you're working on your weak foot, to unlock that other 50% of solutions you have available in a game. This can be done in various ways. A simple one you can use at team training is a limitation, where you would basically limit yourself using only your weak foot for the entire or a small part of the session, especially during possession and two-sided games. Another really solid option is to add some raw, skill-specific work to your individual training regimen, where you couple a technical aspect of the game, a cognitive challenge, and a position-specific pattern or problem together, and primarily perform that with your weak foot. That final phase, whenever it's raw skill, is typically the missing link for most players playing at the semi-pro or pro level, and the phase that can typically yield unreal results for your game if you have a solid technical foundation. And to answer the question that most of you might want to ask in the comments, should I use this in a set 1, 2, and 3 order, or use all methods simultaneously? And my answer is this. If you're a complete beginner in football that hasn't even established a solid technical foundation with your strong foot, you probably need to implement these steps in the order that we mentioned. The majority of players watching this though typically have developed a decent foundation with a strong foot. In that case, what I would suggest is a vertical integration model, and no, that is not rocket science. That is a really simplistic approach where you simultaneously focus on all the qualities that we mentioned and slightly direct the focus more on one of those qualities in each training block. Kinda like the approach you see on screen right now. And remember, If you're a pro or full-time semi-pro and need any help applying these things into your training to upgrade your weak foot, simply book a call with yours truly using the link below, or shoot me a message on Instagram and I will be right there to talk with you. Now before you leave, please make sure to watch this video next.